In today's video, I build the most ridiculous iron farm you've ever seen. Not for the amount of iron it produces, but how it looks. Because you know me, I'm all about looks. I mean, just look at me. No, please don't look too closely. We also build a few other things, so make sure to stick around. Speaking of sticking around, make sure to subscribe so you can see these videos in the future. And if you get bored of me, you can always unsubscribe. Let's get into today's video. Welcome back to my Minecraft survival world. We're currently on day 242, and so far, we've built a house, we've planted some crops, we've built a whole village, and we built a really big hole in the ocean. And last time, we killed the Ender Dragon, meaning we've got these lovely wings on our back. Look at them. But we have run out of rockets. We have enough sugarcane, but not enough gunpowder. So, today, we're going to aim to get some gunpowder. No, I'm going to make an iron farm. But Joel, shouldn't you work on that barn you said you were going to put here? No, I want to build an iron farm. But what about a field of melons so you can trade more villagers? No, I want to build an iron farm. Shouldn't you get netherite gear? No. Iron farm. What about expanding the village and adding more iron farm? But where is this iron farm going to go, Joel? Well, it's going to go here, behind me, in the sky. And to be honest, the most important part of this thing isn't the iron farm, so should we just get out of the way? Yeah, let's get out of the way. So I chopped some wood, killed some creepers for rockets using some of the sugarcane from my farm, meaning I could fly again. I then went and got some lava from multiple places and killed some more creepers, and then I gathered everything else off camera. And now we're ready to get building this iron farm above the ocean. We're using a design by logicalgeekboy because it's just very reliable, and it's done. Well, kind of done. I first had to go and get myself some villagers, and I had to build this incredibly long railway to get them up there. I also waited till it was nighttime to find this zombie with a spade, who I lured up another dirt path into this little hole here where he will stay, and we called him Barney Rubble. Why? I don't know. But for the farm to work, we need those villagers, so I got placing down a load of rail. I had to go make some more rail, but luckily we're getting a lot of iron soon. I then went and bred up my villagers a bit, as I was getting kind of low on my villager supply. And once they had made some children, I set some of them off on their way up into the iron farm using this fun little technique here with some activator rails to get them into the spot they needed to be. And like most things with villagers, it all went really smoothly. Haha, just kidding. This one turned invisible. I was very confused for a while. I thought I'd killed him, but no, I logged back in and there he was. But that's one side done. The other side, I had quite a lot of problems. As you can see, I had to drown a lot of villagers by throwing them into the water. I then got frustrated having no villagers. Why do villagers take so long to grow up? How about some farming in the meantime? Yes, I was still sick when recording this, but look, some farming and some trading. Oh, and what's this? Some enchanting? Wow, you guys are getting treated to everything today. Just kidding, it's a Bane of Arthropod sword. But I did add mending to a few of my good tools. And then the villagers were grown up and the farm is done. How have these villagers bred? Why have I got 2 babies on there? What's going on? I'm so confused. I'm so sick. But I'm a bit better now, as you can tell from my voice not cracking. Anyway, all the villagers are in their spots, meaning I can delete this dirt rail and we can get some golems spawning in. But how does it work? So in case you didn't know, this is how the farm works. You flick this switch here, which means the zombie can now see the villagers, scaring them into spawning an iron golem. The iron golem dies in the lava, and all the stuff is collected in the hoppers below, ending up in these chests down here. Now, before we finish off the rest of this, I want to start a new segment called Joel Goes Mining! I'm going mining. That's right, each episode I'm going to go mining and I'm going to get 64 diamonds. But we're not going to just go into any old mine. Oh no, we're going to make our own mine. So I did make my own mine. Yes, I built a building just opposite the village here. Well, it's on the sort of same path from the village, as you can see here. I've added a nice little path here, and no sort of violence is happening whatsoever while this path is being shown. And inside we have these 9 barrels here, all with lanterns above them. And using some crazy, complicated redstone of a lever, when I've got 64 diamonds in a barrel, I'll activate the lantern. And in a few episodes, we'll have enough lanterns lit to get a full stack of diamond blocks. But first, we need to go down into the mines, and I've not dug the way down yet. So here we are in our mine. As you can see, I've mined all the way down, and now we have a place to strip mine, and I'm hoping this thing will go on for quite a distance in the future. I put some chests here to store some deep slate and stuff for building, but I guess we should stop faffing around and get mining some diamonds. Let's see how long it takes to get a full stack. About 45 minutes, meaning we can plop them in here with the extra 3 as well. Light the lantern, And there we go. Only 8 more left. Thank you for watching. Joel goes mining! But anyways, time to stop messing around and get working on decorating this ugly, ugly iron farm. Now, obviously, it's floating. And what floats in the sky? Clouds. So I have to collect some things, right, for this. I need 43 stacks of white stained glass, 42 stacks of white concrete, and 15 stacks of white stained glass panes. That's a lot of smelting. I should probably have done this through villagers, but no, I'm gonna collect a load of sand. So off I flew, trying to use as little rockets as possible to the end, because that's right, I needed some shulker boxes, and I had to kill a load of shulkers to get those shulker boxes. But soon, we got some shulker boxes. Score. Oh, I also got a load of other stuff as well. But anyway, I made 64 furnaces, which was way too many, but I got smelting some sand nonetheless. Luckily, I had a lot of sand left over from digging my big hole, so I only had to go collect a little bit of sand, which I individually smelted in all these furnaces. I then made an automatic bone mill machine using this hopper here and a load of seeds I'd left over from farming, as we're going to be needing a lot of white dye, and I thought this is probably the best way to get it. I also went and collected a load of gravel for the concrete, smelted more sand because we needed a lot of glass, and then I got farming some crops to put in my automatic bone mill maker thing, which meant I could make myself a load of white stained glass, but it still wasn't enough, so I increased the size of my bone mill machine, making it 4 times as big, meaning I got so much bone mill so much quickly, but I needed more crops, so I went and harvested this field of wheat as well, and then I was like, yeah, more white dye, more white glass, but it still wasn't enough. I needed to do all the concrete as well, so I went and farmed all my potatoes as well. And finally, we had enough white dye to make all the concrete you'd ever need. Look at all this stuff. Beautiful white concrete. Oh no, wait, it's just white concrete powder. And I need white concrete. If I try to make this float, it'll just fall, so I had to go and stand here for a long time. I think it took about 30 seconds per stack, and there was 43 stacks. So you do the maths, because I can't be bothered. Anyway, it's done. We've got all the materials we need. Well, that took forever, but I think we're finally ready to get building some clouds. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I've gathered all this just to decorate this iron farm. But I promise you, it's gonna look good. So way over 6,000 blocks here, and it took me about 2.5 hours to place them all. It was very awkward, but we got it done. And this is only half of it, by the way. There's still something that needs to go on top of the iron farm. We're not just going to leave an iron farm on some clouds. That won't do. Oh, no. This won't do at all. It looks cool, all right? It looks cool. We got some clouds here now, which I keep falling into, by the way. That was another thing that was awkward about building this. I just fell in constantly. But the bit under the farm wasn't ugly. It's the farm itself that is ugly. So we need to build something around this. And to do that, we need a lot more blocks again. By the way, the reason I built the iron farm first and I'm building something around it is because, look, we've got so much iron and poppies coming in. Speaking of which, we can put the poppies in here. But before we collect some materials, there's someone we've been neglecting. Our beloved Clementine here. Clementine, how are you doing? Oh, you're doing well? That's good to hear. You want to come with me? Yeah, you do. Let's build a castle together, Clementine. Ride like the wind, baby. Yeah. Oh no, I'm trampling my crops. You will stay here instead and watch me build. You have to watch me build, Clementine. I know you love it, Clementine. She loves it. Okay. Anyway, Clementine, do you like seeing me gather materials? You do? Well, tough. You're going to stay here while me and the viewers are going to go gather them together. Goodbye. Firstly, I went and collected myself a buttload of jungle wood. I then did some creeper killing as well as my rocket supply was getting low. I also chopped some oak trees down while I was in the area killing creepers before going back and making those rockets and collecting myself a lot of granite. A lot of granite, okay? Wow, we're really going for like the sped up theme on this sort of collection montage here, aren't we? Anyway, I got some pink sheep as I need some pink wool. And then I went and collected some dripstone, and that's basically all I need. I'm not sure if this is as many blocks as the cloud, but it's still a lot of blocks, as you can see here. Lots of different types of blocks this time, but they're all gonna make one very nice building. We've got the 2 escapee villagers here, which I tried to drown in the water, but instead they pulled out of that water like Rose in Titanic, and now they're gonna live their life like Rose in Titanic as farmers by standing next to these hoppers and watching their parents stand on beds for the rest of their lives. What a life. What a life. Anyway, is there anything I should do before I build this castle? I could say please subscribe, as this takes a long time to make these videos, and leave a like if you haven't already. Yeah, that's what I could do. But am I going to do it? Well, I guess I did. let's get into the time lapse. Now, Joel, what is the point of this castle? Well, I'll be honest, there isn't one. I just want this world to look really cool, and I think this castle looks really quite cool. Also, don't worry if you see some iron golems around. I did check, and it's now fully spawn-proofed. And it kind of like is one of those half castle, half mansion things. I don't care. I think it looks good. Also, side note, this is what it looks like from Clementine's perspective. It flashes a lot, I'm sorry. But more than anything, she wasn't even paying attention half the time. But look at it. It's a massive floating castle. Why have I built this on the 4th episode? It's just to hold an iron farm, but I love it. I think it looks so good. I don't think I've really ever built with like jungle wood mixed with granite before in this sort of scale, but you got some light bits, you got some dark bits for the roof. I think it's looking epic, and more so, it holds our iron farm, which has been busy at work. Look at all this stuff, and you can hear it's still working right now. Good job, villagers. We need to give this place a name. My plan is to have more castles throughout this world in the future, so this one here will now be known as Fort Robert Downey Jr. No, I'm kidding. This castle will now be known as Fort Pink. No, that's terrible as well. This castle will now be known as Fort... I was going to say something better than I came up with, but I couldn't come up with anything. This castle will be known as Fort Fe. As in Fe. As you know, iron is Fe on the periodic table. Don't say you don't learn things here on the Smallishbeans channel, alright? You probably knew that already. Anyway, Fort Fe is almost done. Well, the fortress itself is done, but the path up to it, well, is non-existent. And also we got just an absolute massive mess here as well. So we're going to do a bit of tidying now. And these villagers are going to probably lose their jobs. So maybe we should get them a better home. Maybe they could just have a house out here. I feel so bad just leaving them out in the open to fend for themselves. I'm going to build them a house. Yes, that's right. I really spent 30 minutes gathering and then building a little cottage for 2 villagers. I probably should have just killed them. Oh well. I've even given them name tags, as you can see here. Arthur and Molly, you will stay here for the rest of time, okay? Enjoy your new house. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I probably should get back to tidying and making a path here. Let's do that. So I piled everything into shulker boxes, as that's my way of tidying for now. Just put it there and deal with it later. I also took down all the furnaces and started building a path up to the castle, using the same design I'd used in the first episode of just coarse dirt and some path blocks as well. After that, I also decorated the path with some leaves on the side, plus some granite walls, plus some flowers as well, giving it a little bit of colour. Lovely. Now, to finish off the look today, I'm going to add some floating lanterns like this up the pathway to light it up a little bit more and give it more of a sort of, you know, like fairy tale vibe. I also just added in this pathway here, which sort of links up to our starter base, which, to be honest, this is our base and this is our iron farm. Maybe I've should have built a bigger base before this iron farm, but oh well. Guess we've got something to work on in the future. Finally, we're going to add some signs around just to make sure I don't forget, more than anything, to be honest, what it's called. But a job well done, if I do say so myself. Let's have a quick shaders pass by, shall we? It looks pretty good with BSL shaders. It looks okay with complementary shaders. If I was to put them side by side, I'd probably say it looks a bit better with BSL, to be honest. It's a bit brighter and more lovely. But I think, guys, that is all we have got time for today. We've done a lot today. A lot. What day do we start on? Because we're now on day 316. So please subscribe if you haven't already, if you got this far, and leave a like. And also, if you got this far, leave a comment with a cat emoji, but hide it in there somewhere. Don't make it too obvious. Don't just comment a cat emoji so everyone else catches on. Hide it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. I will see you another time. Goodbye.